Are you looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football and basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select two or more players, pick more or less on their projections for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance on your picks are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the PrizePicks community of more than 7 million players who have already signed up. Right now, PrizePicks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/bluewire and use code BLUEWIRE. That's code BLUEWIRE at prizepicks.com/bluewire for a first deposit match of up to $100. PrizePicks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Support for this podcast comes from Frito-Lay and the 2023 Snack Bracket Championship. The Frito-Lay Snack Challenge is underway, and fans are voting on their favorite snacks to crown champion. We're talking about prime-time matchups between the best 64 snacks in the land. Will Ruffles Ridges reign supreme? Can Doritos defend their dynasty? Or will Smart Food use their smarts for a surprise upset? Only you can decide. Get in on all the action for a chance to win up to $1,000 or a year's worth of snacks. Let your snacks be heard. Just go to fritolaysnacket.sbnation.com to vote and enter for a chance to win. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes ends April 3rd, 2023. Void where prohibited. Year's worth of snacks awarded in the form of 52 coupons, each good for one bag of chips. See official rules at fritolaysnacket.sbnation.com.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Moneyball Minute. My name is Kirk Henderson. I'm editor-in-chief of MavsMoneyball.com. You are joining me on Wednesday, November 2nd. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I apologize for not posting a show yesterday. Two things went into that. First was Halloween really got the best of me. And second, with 4 podcasts over the weekend, I figured you guys had had enough of me and maybe needed a bit of a break. Let's jump right into the news and notes because the Dallas Mavericks play the Utah Jazz a little later tonight. Some things from around the internet. We didn't cover this at MavsMoneyball.com just because I don't, it's going to happen frequently, but it's the first time it's happened this season. Jaden Hardy was sent to the G League to get some more minutes. I'll be curious to see during this homestand if he's also able to come up with the Mavericks. We'll probably get some back and forth press releases about that because this is just the third home game in a 5-game stand. The Mavericks should still be able to bring him back up if they want to. Second, at the moment, Christian Wood is listed as questionable for the Utah Jazz with a non-COVID illness. I'm a little disappointed if he will be unable to play against the Jazz because I think the Mavericks need to make a concerted effort to get him back on the stellar track that he started the season with. Up next, after practice on Tuesday, Jason Kidd had to, basically complimented Josh Green's play and made a point of mentioning how they need to find him more minutes. Josh Green is leading the team. Is he leading the team? He's one of the best in plus minus. He's shooting the 3-ball really well percentage wise. His game to game stats aren't really great, but anybody who's watching, you can see that he's doing a lot of little things with particular lineups. He's working out really well. I'd like to see him shoot the ball a bit more, but that can come with more minutes. So I think Jason Kidd is right in that they need to find ways to get him in the game a little bit more. He needs to be up, from my opinion, from this 13, 14 minute block to about 20 minutes. I think that would be a great start. On to some columns and things from around the site and from the internet that that you may have missed the past few days. Miss Robinson over at our site wrote another stellar basketball is about feelings. Not to read too much into this one, but it's about Luka's superior, mental game, basically, because he is such a mentally resilient player, and what that does for him and the team is really important. Jordan Brodess did a power rankings summary, just looking at where things are standing for week 2, and the Mavericks are taking a bit of a hit on everyone just because they've been so inconsistent. Yes, they're 3-3, but they're 3-3 with a brutal loss to go with a couple of other losses, which are really coin flips. Also on MavsMoneyball.com, our guy Clint wrote a really, I love this piece. It's why he doesn't care for the new Mavs Man. Mavs Man is one of these things that seems to be a great bit for a lot of fans where people really act like they hate him or they don't like him at all. Reddit Mavs does this as well. But the new Mavs Man very much looks like a 1990s Power Ranger. It's an interesting choice. They also have Champ, the mascot. So sometimes I'm very curious as to what Dallas is doing with some of their branding opportunities. But I don't really have strong feelings on Mavs Man. It's something that that people like to get a little bit silly about on the internet. Then this happened over the weekend, but it took me a couple of days to actually realize it. So Luka Doncic started the season with 6 straight 30-point or more games. That's the first time it's been done since Michael Jordan did it in 1986-87. We have a piece on that. It's pretty ridiculous. I don't think the Luka train is going to slow down anytime soon, particularly if teams keep on shooters in the corner. He's just getting all the way down to the basket time and again. And against the Utah Jazz, that should be no different. Then we did our weekly, David Trink did his weekly grading the Mavericks piece, in which he really lays into head coach Jason Kidd for some of the decisions that went into the losses in the second week of the season. And then he, obviously gives Luka a stellar grade for how amazing he's been playing. Always worth a read. I'm enjoying these weekly grading columns. Then lastly, before we get out of here, over at DallasBasketball.com, Dalton Trigg has a couple of lengthy trade ideas. One that I sort of goaded him into writing was how the Mavericks need to rescue Kevin Durant from the Nets. That won't happen, but I still like the idea just because I love Kevin Durant. Then he also wrote, if the Christian Wood signing isn't working out, is there any way the Mavericks can trade for Myles Turner, and gets into the whys and the hows. The how is always very difficult for me. I'm not any good at these sorts of things, but I will note that I don't think Myles Turner is the correct player for Dallas. He is a standstill shooter on offense and thinks he is a better back to the basket player than he really is. If that sounds familiar, we just had that player in Kristaps Porzingis. Additionally, Myles Turner has a fair amount of knee problems. Seems like a really good dude, but he's one of these many players who probably played too much basketball in his youth, has just knee issues for being in his mid-20s, and knee issues don't get better. That's just the thing we know. All right, folks, the Dallas Mavericks play the Utah Jazz at 7:30 Central on Bally Sports Southwest. It is hopefully a game that they come out and win, but the Utah Jazz are frankly playing amazing basketball, and Dallas is going to have to come ready to play and shut them down early. Please come back to MavsMoneyball.com and look for our post-game show with Josh and myself, and consider downloading Spotify Live and following me at Kirk Henderson 35 to get notified when we go live there. I appreciate you spending part of your Wednesday morning with me. Everybody have a good day, and we will talk soon. Go Mavs.
Today's episode is brought to you by Cars.com. With over 2 million vehicles and 50,000 more added every day, Cars.com will match you with the perfect car for you, your budget, your life, your style. And if you're ready to say goodbye to your current car, Cars.com will get you an instant offer to cash it in. Just start by entering your license plate and get matched with a local dealer who will write you the check. So whether you're looking to buy or sell, just go to Cars.com. It's magical.